Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Imagine a time, for billions of years, when life on Earth was a simple, quiet affair. Think single-celled organisms, maybe some strange, soft-bodied creatures clinging to the sea floor. Then, around 541 million years ago, something incredible happened. In a geological flash, the planet's oceans erupted with life. This event, the Cambrian explosion, was a biological Big Bang, establishing the blueprints for virtually every major animal group that exists today, including our own distant ancestors. For centuries, this sudden burst of complexity puzzled scientists. But now, a wave of amazing fossil discoveries, from the mountains of Canada to the shales of China, is giving us a stunningly clear new picture of this pivotal moment. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of life's dawn. Before the explosion, during the Ediacaran period, the world was inhabited by a strange cast of stationary, soft-bodied organisms. The fossil record showed little evidence of movement or predation. Then, at the start of the Cambrian, the game changed. Organisms started developing hard parts, like shells and exoskeletons. This innovation not only offered protection, but also massively increased their chances of being fossilized, leaving us a rich library of ancient life to study. Our most profound insights come from a handful of exceptional fossil sites known as Lagerstätten, German for storage places. These are geological marvels where unique conditions preserved not just shells, but delicate soft tissues like guts, eyes, and even nervous systems. For a century, the most famous was the Burgess Shale in Canada. But recent discoveries have unveiled sites that are older, richer, and even more spectacular. Let's travel to China's Yunnan province, to a site called the Chengjiang biota, discovered in 1984. Dating back to about 520 million years ago, it's roughly 10 million years older than the Burgess Shale, giving us an even earlier glimpse into this riot of evolution. The preservation here is exquisite. Over 300 species have been found, captured in fine-grained mudstone that preserved their anatomy in stunning detail. Scientists believe this bustling ecosystem thrived in a dynamic, shallow water delta, rich in nutrients but prone to sudden storm floods. These floods led to mass burials, which is why these communities are so perfectly preserved for us to find 500 million years later. Even more recently, in 2019, paleontologists announced another game-changer in China, the Chengjiang biota. It's about the same age as Chengjiang, but it reveals a completely different ecosystem. The fossils here are preserved as pristine carbon films, leaving many soft-bodied creatures like jellyfish and comb jellies, which are incredibly rare in the fossil record, almost perfectly intact. Out of the first 101 species identified, a staggering 53% were entirely new to science. This suggests that Cambrian diversity was even greater than we imagined, with unique communities flourishing in different environments. Chengjiang appears to have been a deeper water environment, and with over 20,000 specimens found so far, it might just surpass all other sites in scientific importance. The classic Burgess Shale itself is still full of surprises. A newer site discovered in 2012, called Marble Canyon, has been called a fossil motherlode. The preservation here is, in many cases, even better than the original site. Marble Canyon has been particularly crucial for understanding the evolution of arthropods, the group that includes insects, spiders, and crustaceans. One incredible find is a creature called Mollisonia plenovenatrix. Its fossil preserved the tiny pincers in front of its mouth, revealing it to be the oldest known chelicerate, the ancestor group to all modern spiders and scorpions. They've also found a huge predator named Titanochorus, showing that the Burgess Shale community was not one single entity, but varied across different locations. And the map keeps expanding. In the Grand Canyon, a place you might not expect to find such delicate fossils, researchers recently uncovered an evolutionary Goldilocks zone. Dating to between 507 and 502 million years ago, This oxygen-rich, shallow sea provided the perfect conditions to fuel rapid evolution. Among the finds is a bizarre new species of priapulid, or penis worm, named Krayt Draco spectatus, after the Krayt dragon from Star Wars. This formidable worm had hundreds of complex, branching teeth around its mouth, which it likely used to sweep food from the water. This discovery challenges the old idea that soft-bodied fossils only came from oxygen-poor settings, giving us a clearer view of life in the Cambrian's evolutionary fast lane. What truly brings this lost world to life is modern technology. Techniques like X-ray microtomography, or micro-CT, allow scientists to create detailed 3D models of fossils and peer inside them without any damage. This lets us see internal organs, muscles, and even individual nerves. Perhaps the most electrifying recent discovery has been fossilized nervous systems. This once seemed impossible, yet fossils from Chengjiang in China have revealed the central nervous systems of early arthropods in unbelievable detail. A prime example is Chengjiang Qingjiang, a crustacean-like animal. Its fossilized nerve cord was so well preserved that individual nerves, just 0.005 of a millimeter long, were visible. This shows that by the early Cambrian, animal nervous systems were already surprisingly complex. By comparing these ancient nerves to modern animals, scientists can trace the evolution of key features and build a more accurate tree of life. These new finds are also solving the mysteries of some of the Cambrian's most famous weird wonders. For years, Anomalocaris, a large swimming predator, was seen as the terror of the Cambrian seas, crushing trilobites with its fearsome mouth. But new biomechanical models suggest its appendages would have been too weak to crush hard shells. The new picture is of a swift, agile predator that hunted soft-bodied prey in the open water. Then there is Hallucigenia. Its name says it all. For decades, it was reconstructed upside down and backwards, walking on its spines with tentacles on its back. New fossils showed the tentacles were actually legs with tiny claws, and the spines were for protection. More recently, scientists finally found its head, complete with simple eyes and a tooth-ringed mouth. This once baffling creature is now understood as an ancestor of modern velvet worms. And Apobinia, with its 5 eyes and nozzle-like proboscis, was long considered a one-of-a-kind oddity. But the re-examination of another fossil has revealed a second Apobiniid, showing Apobinia was part of a larger, strange lineage, a crucial step on the path to modern arthropods. So what caused this incredible burst of evolution? There's no single answer, but rather a web of interconnected triggers. A leading theory is a significant rise in atmospheric and oceanic oxygen, which was needed to fuel the metabolisms of larger, more active animals. The end of global snowball Earth glaciations millions of years earlier also opened up vast new marine habitats. Genetically, the evolution of a complex set of toolkit genes, called Hox genes, which control body patterning, provided the developmental flexibility for new body plans to emerge rapidly. The genetic machinery was likely in place before the Cambrian, waiting for the right environmental triggers. Finally, new ecological interactions fanned the flames. The evolution of the first true predators kicked off an evolutionary arms race. Prey developed defenses like shells and spines, while predators evolved better ways to hunt. We even have fossil evidence for this, like 517-million-year-old shells with boreholes drilled into them by an unknown predator. While some scientists debate whether it was a true explosion of life or just an explosion of fossils thanks to hard parts, new discoveries increasingly support a genuine, rapid diversification of animal life during this time. Ultimately, the Cambrian explosion wasn't just an ancient spectacle. It was the foundational event for the entire animal kingdom. The ecosystems, the predator-prey dynamics, and the diverse body plans forged in those ancient seas set the stage for all of animal history that followed. Discoveries like Nusichthys a small torpedo-shaped chordate from Utah, give us a glimpse into the very early stages of vertebrate evolution. That's our own lineage. Every new fossil helps us trace the history of key traits and untangle the relationships between ancient creatures and the animals we see today. The secrets being unveiled from these half-a-billion-year-old rocks are, in a very real sense, our own origin story, written in stone. And as paleontologists continue to explore, we can be sure the Cambrian period will continue to surrender its ancient, and often bizarre, secrets.